a couple of weeks ago, I was doing a counseling session, and one of my friends had pulled up and said, "Pastor, I want to talk to you." I said, "Great." We went out and we had a chance to eat. And they sat down with me for a while, and they spelled out all the stuff that they were going through in life. And they came for me really for direction, wanted to know next steps and what to do. At the end of them telling me everything that they had going on in their life, they asked me, said, "John, okay, what should my next steps be?" And I stopped, paused for a minute, and gave it a good consideration. And I said, "We should pray." And they kind of chuckled, and they said, "Okay, well, that's good. I've done that. But what do you think that we should do, that I should do?" And I remembered, and I had to think for a second, like, I'm serious. We should pray. And I'm not quite sure when prayer became a cop-out answer. When prayer became something that we've looked at as such a menial thing. I guess what she was trying to say was more than hearing from God, she wanted to hear from me what next steps should be. My mind runs over to a portion of scripture over in Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 19. In Exodus 20 verse 19 it says this, "And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak, lest we die." Did you catch that? They said, "Moses, we want to hear from you. We don't want to hear directly from God. Because if we hear directly from God, we're afraid about how he'll speak and what he'll say to us." It's a tragedy that many people are like this nowadays, where they are afraid to hear directly from God, and they would rather hear what God's man has to say, or somebody who's connected to God has to say what they have to, instead of hearing directly from God. Thomas Kempis, in his book Imitations of Christ, he had this to say. He said, "Let not Moses speak unto me, nor any of the prophets, but rather do thou speak, O Lord. Most beautifully do they speak, but if thou be silent, O God, they cannot inflame the heart. They teach the letter, but thou openest the sense. They bring forth mysteries, but thou unlockest the meaning of sealed things. They declare thy commandments, but thou helpest us to fulfill them. They point us in the way, but thou givest us the strength to walk in it. What they can do is only outward, but thou instructest and enlightenest the heart. They water outwardly, but thou givest fruitfulness. They cry aloud in words, but thou, O God, impartest meaning to our hearings." Hey, may what we long after and seek for not just be revelation and insight from man, God's man, but may what we seek more than anything be revelation from God. Here's something. If your primary form of spiritual revelation comes primarily from your pastor and not from God directly, you may be spiritually deprived. But hey, those are just my thoughts.